It's a different style of racetrack, but I'm ready for it. We are green here at Irwindale. You check out the other side.
Green flag is out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City 110, Derek, underway. And green flag is out. We're off to racing here at 2 laps of this race. We got a wreck. Hold on. The 12 and 1 goes around. Trackers may finish second tonight. Out of turn 4. Colin Allman is going to win at Myrtle Beach. With Phil and Landon Lacey going to drive off turn 4 and win at Bristol Motor Speedway, the super late model. DJ. What is up, guys? Adam here for TRN. Welcome everybody to Myrtle Beach as we get set to go quite a few laps, 100 laps here at Myrtle Beach. This race, as you see, the Bob Loran 100 presented by the Roughnecks. Should be a really good race, I'm not going to lie. Check out the Roughnecks. Really great racing team. We'll see them here tonight racing. But really looking forward to this race. It's been, when was the last time we raced here? It's been a while since we actually raced here. But anyway, we are at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. If you do not know a little bit about Myrtle Beach, it is a half-mile track. This race only 100 laps, 50 miles. If you don't know about Myrtle Beach, originally named Ramby Raceway, it was built in 1958. It's located on U.S. Route 501 near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This racetrack is a semi-banked oval that spans, 0.538 miles. Cup drivers such as Kyle Busch has competed here. A bunch of other, just lots of guys. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has competed here. Jeff Gordon, Lee Petty, Richard Petty, Kyle Petty, and Adams. There is so much information about this place coming in that if you don't know, go look it up. It is really cool. So last week we seen Tim Bills pick up the win at South Boston, and this week it's a new race. We'll see how it plays out. Tim Bills winner the last 2. The previous 3, it was Colin Allman. Basically for the last, I'm going to say, 5 weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks, it has been the Tim Bills and Colin Allman show. It could be that again, honestly. We'll have to wait and see. Tim Bills is on top of the board right now, so we'll have to wait and see. Right now, by the way, we have been actually raced here before, I believe. The track record for this track is 17.564 miles per hour set by Tim Bills. That will not most likely be broken out. I'd be very surprised if we see that broken up. But you never know. A little bit look at whether wind speed is going to be a factor. 14.36 miles an hour. That is actually gusting quite a bit. And of course, track temp, or track information and track temp at 65. If you do not know about the NASRA Racing League, you are not allowed to take tires here in this series. It's only a 100-lap race, so you really don't need tires anyway, especially here at nighttime. But this race is going to be very interesting. We're going to see cars running the middle line and the low line. We'll see if the high line plays at all or comes in at all. I don't think it will, but you just never know. And especially with the new build that came out, this is the first race we've had since that new build. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. A look at the points. Tim Bills, Dante Curtis still leads the points. However, if you go back and actually look at Dante's last few races, hasn't been great. He did finish this last week, although he did finish 1 lap down. The previous week, it is I think he was 10th or 11th. So he has given up a little bit of points right now. The Russell Charniski, who is sitting back in second, 23 points behind. Right behind him is Adam Jocelyn, who does have a win on the season. Donald Clark rounds out in 4th, and AJ Brissett will be in 5th place. Also, I want to go ahead and mention this, because it is a pretty big thing about Donald Clark, and I hate kind of doing this type of stuff, to mention it. But if you don't know, Donald Clark's daughter was diagnosed with cancer. She's only, I believe, 11 years old. Now, I could be wrong. I believe 11 or 12 years old. And I got a daughter that's 10 years old, so I can only imagine. But Racing for a Cause is putting on a lead for Donald Clark, or putting on a race for Donald Clark on June the 15th? June 18th. I'm sorry, June 18th. It's broadcasted on Backspeed TV. I mean, that goes to show you I'm advertising for another broadcaster. But it is a $15 entry fee. All the money goes to Donald Clark and his family. So far, they raised $450 in donations, but I do want to see people donate. Hopefully, they'll, you can, donate a little bit or help them out. I mean, that's, childhood cancer, a very big thing. So, thoughts and prayers with him. I'm sure it's going to work out. So, just something to be thinking about. I know his daughter's name is Cheyenne, as she is battling, I can't remember the name of it, but... yeah, check it out. You can check it out on Racing for a Cause, and there's also a link on our Facebook for Trackside Racing Network. Qualifying underway. 10-minute qualifying as the green flag will come out. Here is the driver. That is one of the fastest, week in and week out. Colin Allman as he gets ready to take the green flag. Wait and see. Cody Brinson on top of the board now with the 18.427. Not a bad lap. Pretty fast, actually, a little bit faster than what he put down in practice. Does jump second. Tim Bills jumps on top of the board. 18.145 or 175. Dante Curtis out on the track. He qualifies in second now. Danny Lawson into 4. And across the start finish line, 19.020. Jerry Glenn. Bob Loran is also out on the track, part of Roughnecks, your sponsor for tonight's race. Jason Tarasenko also out there. He is currently 7th. Bob works out of turn 4 across the start finish line. And it's showing him in 11th. Roy Schiavano. Most of you may remember Royce from Sim Racing Short Trackers. Very good super late model driver. Currently 5th place. Crawley qualifies in 2nd place. That's actually a really good lap. Jerry Glenn once again across the start finish line trying to improve his 18.93. Dante right now up at 3rd. He is the points leader coming into tonight's race. Across the start finish line, 18.756. Still keeps Jerry in 19th spot. TJ Watt, 84. 15. Mr. Kyle Souza will be sending him tomorrow night. Red Light Racing Series. very good driver in the NASCAR side of things. Making his super late model debut here. I believe this is his debut here anyway. He may have raced a couple races here. Levi Poland creeping around. We'll see. I think he's going to actually reset. Scott Austin up in fourth. That's a anytime you might see Scott Austin inside the top 5, that might be bad news. Usually when he's got a fast setup, he's usually really well, quick throughout the race. That paint looks very awesome, by the way. Here he comes. He's going to try to get a little bit faster. Best lap of an 18.321. See if he can beat that. Coming out of turn 4, Scott Austin, 18.238, and it does actually improve him up to 3rd. So he picks up a spot and knocks your points leader currently back to 4th. Tim Bell is currently 1st, trying to improve his lap. His best lap is 18.175. And it looks like it may stay there. We'll see. Thought he cut the car off. Here he goes back down to turn 3 and 4. Right on the bottom, out of turn 4. Does not improve. Russell Tarnинski actually just moved up to 8th with the 18.329. Levi Poland in 19th. Alright, so what we'll do, qualifying is still going on at the moment, but everybody pretty much done. So we'll take a step away and get some commercials in. You are watching the Bob Loran 100 presented by the Roughnecks. Be right back right after this. Welcome back. to the Bob Loran 100 presented by the Roughnecks. We are about to go racing here at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Currently on top of the board, Tim Bill is going to be your pole sitter here in qualifying. I believe everybody, you see Jacob or Levi Poland out there running right now. He has already done his laps. He's just getting a little bit of practice in his car. But tonight's race is going to be very interesting. As I mentioned earlier, Tim Bills comes in here with already multiple wins this season. Won the last two, looking to try to win 3. We're going to talk to him here in just a minute, but the championship race is getting very thin. We're down to 3 races left. After tonight it'll be 2. We go to New Smyrna and then Milwaukee. Milwaukee's going to be very interesting. That's on June 24th. And that is actually our last race with these guys until, well, we'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be a while. I know they're taking a pretty good break, so we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, so we got a little bit more left to do for the rest of this season, but we'll see if Tim Bills can win here tonight. Let's pull in Tim Bills as we have to probably wait till he grids, but there he is. And bring that down, and we will pull him in and talk to him. Tim Bills from Willen and Dillon. Hey, Tim, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Adam.
Well, man, winner 2 weeks in a row, faster tonight. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but you are actually the track record holder. You set that last season. But, man, what's it going to take to be able to stay out front tonight?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I really haven't run anything with the new geometry on the car, so we're hope and pray for the best.
So I'm sitting here looking, and I see the wind blowing pretty hard, actually over 15 miles per hour now. Does that upset the car in any way, you think, or is that something that you're not really focused on?
No, you'll feel it. You can definitely feel a little bit. It'll loosen the car up.
Well, you're starting first tonight, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you tonight, winner the last 2. So, man, good luck tonight, and I know you're going to be fast. So, the car looks awesome, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. We'll move him back up, and we'll get ready to go green flag racing. So you can see the flags, and that's why I kind of mentioned that. The flags back here in the back kind of moving. It looks like it's blowing from across the speedway, so it ain't going to be much of a headwind or a down or a tailwind. So that's very interesting. We'll see if it does upset any of these cars. Like, we may see a car get loose. We don't know if it'll be because of the wind, but let's get a look at our grid. Tim Bills, Cody McCrawley going to be starting in row number 1. Row number 2, we got Scott Austin and Dante Curtis. That's a great run for Scott Austin. He's been needing that. Jacob Smith and Brandon Johnson in the number 48. In row number 4, we got Royce Travano and Russell Chardinsky, currently second in the standings. Donald Clark going to be starting in 9th. Charles Lahr in the 44, be starting in 10th. Cody Brinson going to be starting back in 11th alongside Jonathan Smith. Ryan Lanes, Jason Tarasenko, member of the Roughnecks. Adam Jocelyn, TJ Watt, Damian Plymester, Bob Loran, part of the Roughnecks as well. Levi Poland and Jimmy Babs, alongside Kyle Souza, Jerry Glenn will be right behind them. And Danny Lawson and Colin Allman will round out the field as we get set to go racing here at Myrtle Beach. As they cross the start-finish line, we got one more lap to go around before we take the green flag. Good look at Tim Bill's car. So like I mentioned, Scott Austin going to be starting up in 3rd place. That's very interesting. Usually, you know, Scott hasn't had the greatest season by any means. And I'll go ahead and say that now. I think he would have mentioned that as well. It's been a little bit, I don't want to say disappointing, but he knows he can do better. He's going to be starting 3rd. Let's keep your eye on that 5 car. Pace car does pull down as the green flag is out, and a Bob Loran 100 is underway, and a wheel spin already up on that 12 car. We'll see if that affects, and a little bit of wheel spin actually all throughout the track. Big trouble behind them, multiple cars involved. As they cross the finish line, multiple cars was involved in that. And, man, wheel spin. Big issues here. That was really weird. Oh. Multiple cars damaged in that wreck. You can see the cars driving through. And honestly, it looked like it kind of started up front with the 5. Scott Austin may have got a little bit of wheel spin. See if I can actually see it a little bit better. Stomps the gas, and yep, wheel spin right there. And there you go. That's what caused it. Just stacked him up behind it. Wow. So that's going to be a big factor already. As we get an early caution here. That's the first time we've had a caution on the first lap all season long. I was not expecting wheel spin. We've seen multiple cars have it too. It wasn't just one car. I think I counted 4 or 5 that actually had it. And that's, you know, something that we did not expect. So anywho, you see the field catching the green flag, or catching a pace car, or going around the pace car. This is interesting. We gotta let the pace car by. We're waiting to see. We have to let it all get sorted out. See, yeah, they're gonna have to let the pace car by, I do believe, right there. But it looks like Colin Allman is actually in the point or in the lead now. He is your current leader. Tim Bills will be second. We got cars coming up pit road. Remember, they cannot take tires. That is Cody Brinson you see coming up pit road, but we already got a couple guys actually already left. Jimmy Babs, Charles Lar, I believe. Yes. Jason Tarasenko, a member of the Roughnecks, is on pit road, or has been on and off pit road. Bob Loran, the sponsor of the night's race. Right here on the screen. Part of the Roughnecks. Ultimately, he comes on board and sponsors the race. That's a big help. Good team, though. But it looks like he's not going to go a lap down. And I did want to mention that Tim Bills actually will be your leader. Colin Allman was actually put back to, I'm showing him 13th. Is what I will be showing. I think we're about to double them up this time, I believe. Also, just want to mention, tomorrow night we'll be broadcasting Red Light Racing Series. Tuesday night, Iron Thunder Racing League. And then that will be our last broadcast until next Sunday. Oh, we got one tomorrow night too. I apologize. We got a late race tomorrow, GT3 Series for the Pony Express Racing League from Sonoma. Tonight it is super late models on track as we are doubled up, about to go back green flag. Pace car does pull in. Keep your eye on wheel spin. We're going to blimp to see if we see him. Right here's an even better view. Coming out of turn 4, green flag. Don't see no wheel spin that time. Good restart for Tim Bills. As he does pull out in front. Battle going to be a little bit further back. With the 48 of Brandon Johnson and the 54 of Jacob Smith. That 48 looks really good in the center. It does got a little bit of damage on that right front, however. Oh, trouble. 20th round. Into the wall. Russell Charninski. Your second place in points. Hard into the wall as caution flag comes out. He is already rolling. It looks like the 31 of Ryan Lange was also involved. Here's a look at the replay. Oh, was there a net code there? May have been net code. Let's find out. Nah, there was a little bit of contact. 31 also went around. And so there wasn't a lot of damage, it looks like, though, put on both of the cars. Maybe a little bit on the left front of Ryan Lange's car. It ain't bad, but Russell Tarnitsky's got a little bit of left front damage and left rear damage. But not horrible. That's definitely capable of still racing. So caution does come out here once again from Myrtle Beach. And what hurts Russell about that is Dante's running second right now. This is really Dante's chance, as weird as this is to say, to actually have a chance of locking up his championship tonight. If he's able to go out here and get a win, I don't think there's going to be able to catch him or even finish good, and Russell don't finish good. We'll have to wait and see, though. Any information you want to know about this track, by the way, the NASCAR Busch Series, which is now the Xfinity Series, used to race at Myrtle Beach. They raced here from 1988 to 2000. So a lot of guys actually race this track. Pretty cool. They still do hold Saturday night races here as well, starting in February, which is kind of early. All the way through November, they run the NASCAR All-American Series, or Racing Series, which is, I believe that's no, I can't remember if it's late models or modifieds. I can't remember. But I do know that they run, yeah, they do run late models here. That's right. Super trucks and mini stocks as well. Speedway is also the home of the Icebreaker 200, Myrtle Beach 400. There's a lot of history on this track. And for anybody that was wondering, Tim Bills, your current track record holder, set it last season, which was the first season for NASRA Super Late Model Series. I think we are doubling up. We are. We will be going back green this time on lap 16 when we take the green flag. Keep your eye for wheel spin. I love that 5-card paint scheme tonight. It looks really good. There's some really nice paint schemes out here tonight. Pace car does pull down. They can go whenever they choose. The leader has that right to go at any point now. And he is going to go right. Now, it's a green flag. Back out of the air. Oh, the 03 and the 12 got into it there on the start. As Dante gets moved up the track, he's actually going to lose second. Maybe to the 12 of Cody McCrawley. Here comes Scott Austin on the outside of the 54. Jacob Smith, Austin into the wall, scrapes it just a little bit. Does get some right front damage. Contact right there between Levi Poland and Scott. Scott continuing to fall back just a little bit. They work out of turn 4. 67, Colin Alban's already worked his way back in, but he was back at 13th or 14th, I believe, at one point. No, he started back at 24th. All right. Good racing here. We're watching Levi Poland and the 67 of Colin Allman. Scott Austin at 84 as well. TJ White right there in the red and white, number 84. And currently right now 8th place. Bob Loran complete the pass on the 97 of Jerry Glenn. He moves up into the top 10. Donald Clark right behind the 97 as well, trying to move back up to the field. Remember, Clark got involved in that early crash as they came in here. He is looking underneath the 97. And that is Russell Tardinsky, second place in points, currently right behind him. Riding on board with the 18. Here he goes to the low side, has a run. Out of turn 4, not going to be able to get there just yet. We got cars actually coming down pit road. Did they wreck the 84 to 91 wreck coming on the pit road? Hold on. They make contact. Levi Poland and TJ White slides down pit road. That's a first. 84 just had a huge run. Did the 91 get into the wall, or TJ was underneath him? 91 got into the wall, and that's what caused it. Oof. Well, they go to the pits. So TJ's going to be one lap down. Hopefully trying to stay on just one lap down. He actually was able to make pit road speed, which is absolutely crazy that he was even capable of making that. Here's Levi Poland in 91. We just seen him slide down as well. Going 2 laps down now. I'm trying to figure out how DJ was even able to maintain pit road speed after sliding. Wow. Very impressive. Jerry Glenn, Donald Clark. Clark underneath. This is for 9th place. Across the line. 28 laps are currently about to be in the book. Back up front, as you look at Tim Bills, he is currently leading the way still, has led 24 out of the 29 laps that have been completed. Fastest lap is set by the driver of the 37 with 18.590. Curtis starting to put some pressure on McCrawley for second place. Here comes the 03. Cannot get around just yet. Colin Allman, by the way, is right on the bumper of the 03. So this is a great battle for the top 2 spot, or the second spot. And honestly, last time by, it's going to be a really good race if we see Allman get by these guys. I think Allman might have a car to actually be able to race with Tim. But it's going to be very close. And it's been constant finishes like that for them guys the last couple weeks. Colin finished second last week to Tim Bills. And then the previous week before that, the previous week before that, at the FTM Miles to Monster, is actually Tim Bills picked up the win as well. And then the last time Colin Allman won was back at Stafford. And he led all 100 laps. So it's a really good race right here. As you see Dante Curtis actually losing 3rd spot to the 67. Curtis, your current points leader. If he has a good run here, honestly, I think the championship could be locked up, but it all depends on how he finishes. The last couple weeks hasn't had the greatest of runs. I know he's been wanting a little bit more. He did finish 6th last week, but a little bit of contact there. Curtis actually trying to get back around the 67. Jerry Glenn, by the way, did get back around Donald Clark. He actually is now up to 9th place. Bob Loran, however, is starting to move up through the field. He is started back at 18th. He is now up to 8th place. Doing a really good job of actually moving up through the field. Lap times looking pretty consistent as tonight's sponsor of the race continues to charge up through the field, looking for a good run. Here comes the 67. Look for possibly a dive to the inside. No, just a little loose off turn 2. Last time by, fastest car on the track was Colin Allman. Here he comes to the inside of the 12 car. Cody McCrawley tried to hold off the 67. Off turn 2, he does for now. 12 goes a little bit wide in turn 4. Not going to be able to get there still. We do got his lap cars coming up here as well. Could use one of them as a pick if you could push that 12 to the outside. 67 with a huge run. Not going to be able to get there, however. Here comes the 03. Here comes a bump from the 67. Another bump from the 03 to the 67. Curtis putting the bumper for Colin Allman. Great racing here for Sackett. This is some of the best racing we've seen all year. Here he comes again. Looking back at your points leader, Dante Curtis. The splitter's right on the ground. '67 looking very wide. Not going to be able to get there. He's going to turn to 12. Caution flag flies. And he's going to bring it straight down pit road. I think he already knows that that was not his intention. And Colin Allman, I don't think he had that in mind. Gets to the 12's bumper. Around he goes. How about Dante Curtis? This is why he is currently your points leader. Makes it through the wreck. Oh. 10 Bills. Not really the caution he wanted to see. We'll take a step away. We'll be right back right after this from Myrtle Beach.
Team racing allows multiple iRacing members to team up and race together, just like in real-world endurance series. Teammates can share driving duties, spot for one another, or be a crew chief. Team racing is free, both to join a team and to create one. Each teammate races on his or her own computer from wherever they want to. Your teammates can be anywhere in the world, and changing drivers mid-race is as easy as a click of a button. iRacing features team endurance events ranging from just a couple of hours to 24 hours in length. So, if you fancy taking part in an iRacing endurance race in the future, you can learn more about team racing on the teams page on the member website.
Welcome back to the Bob Loran 100, presented by the Roughnecks. If I can ever get that right. We are back here as we get a look at our mid-race report. Eventually. Sorry. Here we go. So far, 3 cautions for 14 laps. Not horrible. 50 laps have been completed. 50 laps still remain. 2 lead changes with 10 Bills being out front. Fastest lap by 10 Bills on lap 17 with 18.590. Want to give a shout out to NASRA for continuing to allow me to broadcast this, and also to Joe Burchett. Got to give him a special shout out. He's the one that does a lot of the pre-race stuff that I talk about. And I also want to shout out Chuck Smith for the series. He does a great job on running this. Pace lights are off on the pace car. We get ready to go back green flag here. Once again, you can see the wind really blowing here at the speedway. Or you could, can't now. Pace car pulls down. And we are green flag. Once again. Side by side for second, Jacob Smith and Dante Curtis, the 54. Trying to figure out a way to get around this 03. As Tim Bill's out by about 2 car lengths now over Dante. Riding on board with Tim Bills. Actually, wrong button. There we go. Dante Curtis Designs on the front of that 03 car. I want to mention Donald Clark was caught up in that wreck earlier in the race. He has worked his way up to 6th. Remember, 2 of our top 5 cars are out of this race. Cody McCrawley and Colin Albin are finished after making contact with one another. Tim Bill's trying to win 3 in a row, but he's got his whole mirror full right now of that 03. Here comes Dante Curtis trying to get this lead from him. Scott Austin back in 4th right now, trying to get up past Jacob Smith. There's a look at that position battle. Looking down on the lead. Bill's done a really good job so far. He has been out front for 54 out of the 59 laps that we're about to complete. Make that 55 out of 59 laps completed. Here comes the 03. Run to the outside. Don't think he's going to be able to get there yet, but watch the run down the long part of the straightaway. May be able to get there. Not just yet. Dante Curtis from RMS Motorsports. Trying to pick up his first championship this season. Now, I'm going to be honest, if he goes on and wins this race, or honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say if he finishes 2nd this race, I think his championship could be his. He's been struggling the last couple weeks, but right now he's running one of the best guys that's ran all season long. Tim Bills trying to get his 3rd win of the season, or 3rd back-to-back win. He comes in here, Tim comes in here with 3 wins this season. One back in April 29th at Southern National, and then won the last 2 races at South Boston and Dover. Here comes Curtis, and remember, I just want to point this out for you guys that don't know. The last time we seen this kind of combination, it was the other way around. Tim Bills put the bumper to the 37, or to the 03, and moved him at Southern National for a late race bump and run. And I'm sure the 03 remembers that. Coming off turn 4, here comes a run. I mean, you can see the distance these guys have over the rest of the field. Quite a bit of a gap between first and second to third. 3 seconds to be exact. Curtis looking to the inside. Not going to be able to get there just yet. See if he gets a run out of turn 2. Last time by, Dante Curtis was faster than Tim Bills. Oh, the 03 got a little loose. Hurt him just a little bit. Brandon Johnson trying to get around Scott Austin. And the number 48 car, he started up in 6th place. Went right around where he started. Ryan Lange, Bob Loran. Side by side. As Loran gets pinched just down just a little bit. This is for 8th place. I apologize, 7th place. Well, 84 TJ White gets loose. Very tough place to pass as we got a caution flag. Out on track. And don't see where. Did it leave out Poland? It was. 91 goes around. See what happened. Oh. That was strange. That's weird. The caution comes out here for the 4th time tonight. Here on lap number 72. We should be going back green around lap 76 or so. Look at Tim Bills. 68 laps left. You see him trying to get the rubber off the tire. We've seen heavy wheel spin at the start of this race, which caused our first caution of the night, and it was a big one. I think we're about to double them back up. It's going to be a great finish here. As I mentioned, Southern National, it was Tim Bills giving the 03 a bump and run with about 5 laps to go. So it could be seen a favorable return for that. Dante looks really fast. But Tim Bills, you can't never count out. Winner of the last 2, as I keep mentioning. Qualified on the pole, has led 70 laps tonight. Looking to try to get out of here with another victory. Should be doubling up this time. We're back to green, guys. I apologize. I was on a 2-second replay. We're back to green here as the battle for second underway. Not going to happen. Dante Curtis clears 54, Jacob Smith. Now can Curtis run down Tim Bills and get around him? So I have to try to make quick work. Ryan Lange battling on the outside with Brandon Johnson. Ryan's actually having a really good run tonight. He's another guy that's been needing a really good run. Hasn't really had one this season. 0 top 5s, only 3 top 10s. Right now trying to take away 6th place using the outside line. So that'd be a really good step up in the right direction. Now that I mentioned last week, Ryan's one of them guys that you expect to have a good run. He's really well at driving his cars, but just gets caught up in bad stuff. But he is going to take away 6th place using a high line. A little bit further back, our sponsor of tonight's race, Bob Loran, gives the bumper to Russell Charninski in the 20. Russell's second in points, looking for more. He's going to need quite a bit in order to be able to have a chance at winning this championship. We got a car going around. The caution flag comes out. Adam Jocelyn in the 78. That's a big one. I haven't spoken a lot about him all night. See what happened. I think the 081 Damian Plymesser might have got into him just a little bit. And around he goes. And the caution flag comes out. We'll take our final break of the night, guys. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching the Bob Loran 100 presented by the Roughnecks.
Team racing allows
I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero. With fearless thoughts, emotions swirled, I wanna be the man that saves the world.
One thing I would recommend, if you haven't tried the Porsche, if you're into road stuff, get the Porsche. Very awesome road car. We get set to come back green. We're going to have a shootout. pace car is already down. And the green flag back out in the air once again. Here for Myrtle Beach. Tim Bills with another great start. Can Dante Curtis clear the 54? He will. Now can he run down Tim Bills and get around him? Pretty much single file throughout the entire field. As you look at Jerry Glenn trying to put the high side in use. Trying to get around the 48 of Brandon Johnson. Oh, a little bit of mix up there. Comes Bob Loran down underneath Jerry Glenn. And the 84 TJ Watt looks on. 10 laps to go. If anything starts to get a little bit closer up towards the front, guys, I will jump straight up there. It's still about the same distance from Tim Bills to Dante Curtis. About 3 cars. As you watch Bob Loran from the Roughnecks going underneath the 97, he's going to be able to clear Jerry Glenn. Nope. Here comes the 97 back on the outside. Oh, TJ almost gets to the back of the 14. Does avoid that. That was a great job on checking up. Back up towards the front. Tim Bills gets loose. Dante Curtis is there. Here comes Curtis to the outside. Watch the run from the 03. Not going to be able to get there yet. He is, no. 37 clears Dante. Will he pull up in front? He will. Dante Curtis looking to try to get another win this season. He is on the outside. Only has 1 win this season, but is leading the standings coming into this race. Caution flag comes out. I don't think it's over, but if so, we'll have to wait to see who the leader is, but it was Donald Clark that went around from Willen and Dillon. There you go. That looked identical to what happened a few moments ago. Identical what happened. Wow. And it appears Dante Curtis did have a nose out in front of Tim Bills when that caution came out. Caution came out right there. Wow. He had it by like an inch. I don't think the race is over. I think we're going to get one last chance at this. I don't think it's going to be a green-white checker, but it could just be a straight green flag. As you see the 78 of Adam Jocelyn getting the lucky dog. Pace lights are definitely going to stay on, so I think we're going to get one to go before we go back green. I think we're going to have one chance at this. Dante Curtis trying to win the championship. Like I said, if he wins this race, I think he will accept the championship. It's not certain. It's never for sure, but, you know, he is leading by 23 points right now over Russell Tarninski with 2 races left after this. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We get ready to go back. Green flag, I think. Will the lights be off? They will not. So that means Dante Curtis is going to win at Myrtle Beach. And I believe that was probably the closest finish we've had, even though it wasn't the complete finish. But Curtis is going to win this race, and I believe, like I said, I think that's going to lock up his championship for the 03. We'll have to wait and see for sure once we get more detail next week. But lights are going to go off on a pace car this time, I do believe, but it does not really matter. We're not going to be going back green. They're going to actually stay on. So white flag is out. Man, that was close. I don't know what the finish was of that when the lights came on, but I'm not playing. If they would have come on a tenth of a second before, I think Tim would have won this race. Out of turn number 4. I'm sorry, out of turn 2. Where's this turn 4? I don't even know where I'm about to try. Turn 4, yeah. Dante Curtis is going to see the checkered flag and possibly win the championship here at Myrtle Beach. With Tim Bills finishing second, Jacob Smith third, Scott Austin, Ryan Leach as the fireworks go off in the background. Actually, I don't even hear any fireworks today. We're going to talk to the driver of the 03 right here in just a moment. Did you see him slowing down on the straightaway? He's going to burn it down. Grass goes flying from his car. Let's talk to him. Hey, Dante, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I don't want to say it ahead of time, but because I don't want to jinx it just in case, but I believe you may have just won this championship on one of the closest finishes I've ever seen, coming to the caution, of course. Did you know that you had him?
Well, I didn't know if I had him because me and Tim were fast all race. I didn't know if I had him. You know, I had really no shot. I mean, I wouldn't say I didn't have no shot, but I rode behind him forever, and, you know, it's tough to pass here. And finally, we got a late race restart, you know, and I was tight on all the short runs, and he'd always get a good gap there, and I'd always spin the tires. I was having trouble on starts, and then finally caught back up to him and caught him off two. He made a mistake, and he blocked the bottom. And after I got passed on the top side, I wanted to pass him on the top side, so I threw it up there, and somehow I got it to stick, and then the yellow flew just the perfect time, you know.
I don't want to go ahead of my time and go ahead and crown you champion because I don't know for sure what's going to happen, but, you know, I'll wait to do that for now. What I do want to ask you, is this a little bit revenge, I guess we could say? Remember, he got back into you at Southern National and bump and run. Is this a little bit sweetness, I guess, for your part to be able to do, not that to him, but be able to beat him here in that close of a finish?
It's just sweet to be in victory lane, you know. It's been since the first race of the season since I've been in victory lane, and then the second race of the season Logan was in victory lane, and since then we've struggled, and somehow we've hung on to this points championship lead. You know, it's looking good so far. I hate Allman had a tough break. Me and him were battling with Cody up front for a good time. You know, we had a good battle, and you know it was clean. You know, I hope we've cleaned up what we've had in the past couple weeks here.
Well, you definitely made it interesting, that's for sure. I mentioned during the broadcast that you've actually struggled the last couple weeks, and tonight you come out here and you honestly, nothing against him, but during the later part of this run, it looked like you did have the fastest car. I'm sure you felt that as well. But good run tonight, man. Congratulations on a big win. Like I said, I'm going to hold off to wait to crown you champion until we get to next week and see what happens there. But big win for you tonight. Any shout-outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Logan Runyon. You know, he gave me a good piece this week. I wasn't even supposed to be here this weekend until I had an emergency come up, and I had to stay home. I was going to go up to Eldora, but me and him worked hard before I was going to leave, and we got that knocked out. Sadly, he couldn't be here. He was at a real race tonight, but thank him. You know, he puts in all the work in the world. You know, Philip Martin, he's supposedly hope he's coming back soon, you know, get him out here and we'll have three of us. But thanked him and Dante Curtis Designs and Chuck Smith for deciding to bring it back in September.
Good job, man, and big win. Go out here and see if you can lock up his championship next week.
Thank you, Adam.
Next up, we'll bring in Tim Bills, who finishes second tonight for Willen and Dillon Motorsports. we'll talk to Tim. Hey, Tim, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I asked Dante this. I'm going to ask you the same question. It was close to call. Did you feel like you had it there when the caution waved?
I had no clue. I thought I did, but I don't know where we were at in the corner when the caution come out. So
Yeah, I was talking to him.
just have to go by the official call.
Yeah, I was talking to him, and he said he didn't quite know either. He said it was kind of weird, so, I guess it is what it is. But 90 laps later tonight, I done mentioned you've won 3 races this season. You've won back-to-back races coming into tonight. Still, I know it's a little bit disappointing with second. Was there anything that changed over the course of the run that kind of surprised you?
Just how much the car tightened up. I wasn't expecting it to do that. I thought it would free up, and it didn't.
Well, you come in here.
Just had to, gonna have to do something there.
Well, you came in here, second place. I know, like I mentioned, I know that's not what you had in mind. I know, usually when you're starting out front, you're usually the one that everybody tries to chase. And that was for the most part, was it tonight. But still a good run. Any shout-outs you want to give out, man? I know you wanted to win, but still, second place is better than last.
I'm glad to finish the first race on the new build. I got to thank my sponsors, H&H Sign Supply, Justin Brooks Designs, the Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports.
Good job, man. Come back in here next week and see if you can get the win. I know you wanted it, but good job tonight.
Appreciate it.
Buddy. Let's talk to Jacob Smith, if he is in here. Oh, there he is. Hey, Jacob Smith, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Man, started 5th tonight, finished 3rd. Overall, are you happy with the outcome?
Yeah, I was fighting a really bad loose condition with a mirror full of whoever was behind me there, but yeah, I'd say for how the car's handling, it was a decent outcome.
I was talking to Tim at the start of the race, and I mentioned the wind could it be a factor? We had 15 to 16 mile per hour winds and it's a crosswind, and he said that his car got tight. What was the biggest challenge that you really faced? Was it, just the car, how, the looseness, or did it get tighter on the long run? Talk us a little bit about that, and how did your car feel as the run progressed throughout the night?
Yeah, I mean, the whole time we made this setup last night in a hurry, and it's just kind of had a snappy loose condition coming off, and as the laps turned down, it just started getting worse and worse and worse. There at the end, it was like driving on ice. I mean,
wow,
super loose.
That's kind of surprising. Well, still, 3rd place tonight, not bad at all. I mean, you're running up there with the top guys. It's definitely what you need to be doing. That's definitely one way to get the win. I mean, you looked really fast tonight. Coming here, started 5th, finished 3rd place. Not bad at all, man. Is there any shout-outs you want to get out or give out before we hop out of here?
Yeah, I'll give a shout-out to Sigma Engineering Solutions. They're out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And B&L Tire, they're here in Bakersfield, California.
Well, man, good job tonight. You came in here and you impressed a lot of people, so good job.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks a lot, man. That was Jacob Smith finishing in 3rd tonight. Man, good racing all in all. I'm not going to lie, it was some good hard racing. Let's actually talk to Scott Austin real fast before we hop out and get out of here. Hey, Scott Austin, you got a copy? Yep. Man, 4th place tonight. You started in 3rd. Definitely an improvement from where you've been the last couple weeks, I'm sure. Overall, was you satisfied with 4th, or do you think you left a little bit out there?
I wish we got a little bit more green flag laps there. I think I really had something for the 54, just didn't have enough time. Made a couple of small errors, but I think it would have been a good one if we would on green.
Yeah, you looked really fast, especially, the start of the race, wheel spin was absolutely insane. I know everybody had that, which kind of caught everybody off guard, but it looked like the car did come around in a longer run. When you was working on your setup in particular, did you work, for the longer run, or was it, something that you wasn't really sure what was going to happen?
It was definitely the latter. The setup build changed so much on Tuesday that, I mean, really, I think everybody, it was a guessing game. We just kind of threw something at it that we thought felt good, and from this point forward, now we know what we did worked or didn't work, so we'll start building again from here.
I think this is kind of a step in the right direction. As I mentioned, you didn't have the greatest last couple weeks, and you come in here after the new build and finish 4th, so hopefully you can learn and build off of that, man. Good job tonight. Is there any shout-outs you want to give out before we hop out of here?
Yeah, just Vincier Racing, Cody McCauley, who ran tonight and unfortunately had some bad luck, and Austin Designs. And then thank you guys and Chuck Smith for putting it all together.
Good job, man. Seriously, that was a great run.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. There's your results. Unofficial. Dante Curtis picks up the win here at Myrtle Beach. I want to give a shout out personally to Chuck Smith for allowing me to come in here and broadcast this. NASRA. I know they're working on some stuff with the truck series as well. I'll be running that one. But, yeah, thank these guys very much. I appreciate it. So I hope everybody had a good night. It was a great race, fun race to watch. Definitely interested after the new build. We'll see what his outcome is next week and see if Dante can lock up his championship. Thanks everybody for coming out. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Y'all have a great night. God bless.
It's a different style of racetrack, but I'm ready for it. We are green here at Irwindale. You check out the other side.
Green flag is out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City 110, Derek, underway. And green flag is out. We are off the racing here at 2 laps of this race. We got a wreck. Hold on. The 12 and 1 goes around. Trackers may finish second tonight. Out of turn 4, Colin Allman is going to win at Myrtle Beach. With Phil and Landon Lacey going to drive off turn 4 and win at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Super Late model. DJ